Imagine sitting at your kitchen table late at night, bills piled high, your paycheck already gone before it even hits your account. You feel the dread rising as you realize there's more month than money yet again. For millions of people, this isn't a nightmare, it's daily life. Dave Ramsey's The Total Money Makeover offers a proven, no-nonsense plan to break free from the cycle of debt and build lasting wealth. And today, we're diving deep into every chapter of this classic financial guide, so you can walk away not just inspired, but equipped with a roadmap to transform your money and your future. Why this book matters. Dave Ramsey begins with a powerful truth. Personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. Most of us know we shouldn't live on credit cards or carry massive debt, but the problem lies in actually doing what we know. Ramsey's book is not about complex financial formulas. It's about simple, common-sense principles that require discipline and commitment. He emphasizes that the plan isn't new or flashy. It's what your grandmother might have told you, and what millions of families have used to take control of their money. This book is about hope, about choosing to live differently, and about creating a future where you're not a slave to lenders. What this book is not. Before diving into the plan, Ramsey clears up some misconceptions. This book is not complicated. It doesn't require financial jargon or advanced degrees. It's not built on secrets of the rich or magic formulas. It's a simple, repeatable process. It's also not politically correct. Ramsey openly includes the spiritual and emotional aspects of money, knowing that true change involves the whole person. And it's not untested. Millions have followed the plan successfully. In short, this book is not about theory, it's about action. Flying turkeys and skinny dipping. Ramsey uses vivid metaphors to explain financial storms. Just as poorly built houses collapse in a hurricane, poorly built financial lives collapse under economic pressure. He points to the 2008 financial crisis as an example. People living on mountains of debt lost everything, while those who followed solid principles stood firm. He warns us not to be fooled by short-term success. Just because you see someone living large on credit doesn't mean they're secure. As Warren Buffett said, when the tide goes out, you can tell who's been skinny dipping. A financial storm will always reveal who was prepared and who wasn't. Chapter 1. The Total Money Makeover Challenge. Dave Ramsey begins by sharing his personal journey, one that serves as both a warning and an inspiration. In his 20s, Ramsey looked like he had it all. On paper, he was a millionaire buying and selling real estate at a rapid pace. He had cars, houses, and the trappings of wealth. But underneath it all, his financial empire was built on a mountain of debt. When the banks called in their loans, his world came crashing down, and he faced bankruptcy with a wife and small children depending on him. That moment forced him to confront a hard truth. Wealth built on debt is like a house of cards. It might look impressive, but one gust of wind can bring it all down. Ramsey explains that the enemy in your financial story isn't the banks, the credit card companies, or even the economy. It's you. Your decisions, your habits, and your excuses are what stand between you and financial peace. This chapter is both a challenge and a wake-up call. Ramsey asks readers to stop blaming outside factors and take full responsibility. He argues that financial success is available to anyone, regardless of income, but only if they accept this truth. If you will live like no one else, later you can live like no one else. That's his motto. It means making short-term sacrifices, driving an older car, cooking at home instead of eating out, delaying luxuries so that later you can enjoy freedom and generosity most people never experience. The Total Money Makeover is about adopting this mindset and committing to real change, no matter how uncomfortable it feels at first. Chapter 2. Denial. I'm not that out of shape. Denial is the first obstacle Ramsey identifies. He compares it to being physically out of shape. Many people avoid stepping on the scale or looking too closely in the mirror because they don't want to confront the reality of their health. In the same way, people avoid facing the truth about their finances. They might say, everyone has a car payment, or debt is just a part of life. They pretend everything is fine, even as they live paycheck to paycheck. Ramsey argues that denial is a dangerous lie because it delays change. The longer you stay in denial, the closer you move toward financial disaster. A job loss, medical emergency, or economic downturn can quickly expose how fragile your situation is. Pretending you're okay doesn't make you okay. It just sets you up for a harder fall. In this chapter, Ramsey paints a vivid picture of what normal looks like: credit card balances, student loans, car payments, and no savings. Normal is broke. If you want to win with money, you have to stop trying to be normal. The first step is to face the uncomfortable truth about where you stand. Honesty may sting, but it's the foundation for transformation. Chapter 3: Debt Myths. Debt is not a tool. In this chapter, Ramsey takes aim at one of the biggest financial lies of our time: the idea that debt is a tool for building wealth. Society tells us that some debt is good debt: student loans to invest in your future, a mortgage to build equity, or even a car loan to maintain your lifestyle. Credit card companies push the idea that borrowing creates rewards and flexibility. Ramsey disagrees with all of it. He explains that debt is not a tool, it's a trap. Every loan comes with risk, and risk undermines stability. The supposed benefits of debt often come with hidden costs, such as interest payments, fees, and the constant stress of repayment. Ramsey insists that true financial peace can only exist when you owe nothing to anyone. He shares examples of millionaires who avoided debt altogether. They didn't rely on credit cards or financing. Instead, they lived below their means, saved diligently, and invested patiently. These habits, though less glamorous than leveraging debt, build lasting wealth. Ramsey drives the point home with a biblical proverb: the borrower is slave to the lender. If you want freedom, you must stop believing the myth that debt is your friend. Chapter 4: Money Myths, the Non-Secrets of the Rich. While debt myths keep people enslaved, money myths keep people distracted. This chapter is about the illusions surrounding wealth. Many believe that riches come from luck, winning the lottery, striking gold in the stock market, or finding the next big get-rich-quick scheme. These myths appeal to our desire for shortcuts, but Ramsey explains that they rarely produce lasting success. The so-called secret of the rich is actually very ordinary: discipline and consistency. Wealthy people save, invest, and avoid unnecessary risks. They don't fall for gimmicks or gambling disguised as investing. Ramsey uses stories of lottery winners who quickly went broke to illustrate the dangers of chasing easy money. Real wealth comes slowly, built over time through patience and steady effort. Ramsey emphasizes that there's no magic formula. The path to financial health is about boring, consistent steps repeated for years. It's not glamorous, but it's effective. If you want to become rich, the myth to reject is that you need luck or secrets. What you need is discipline. Chapter 5: 2 more hurdles: ignorance and keeping up with the Joneses. Even after overcoming denial and rejecting myths, 2 major hurdles still trip people up: ignorance and comparison. Ignorance, Ramsey clarifies, doesn't mean stupidity. It means not knowing what you don't know. Most schools don't teach basic personal finance. As a result, many adults don't understand interest rates, loans, or the importance of saving early. People stumble into debt traps not because they're incapable, but because they were never taught. Ramsey stresses the importance of educating yourself about money and learning the principles of wise financial stewardship. Then there's the trap of comparison, the urge to keep up with the Joneses. We see our neighbors driving new cars, going on expensive vacations, or buying bigger homes, and we feel pressure to match them. But Ramsey delivers a hard truth: the Joneses are broke. Most people who appear wealthy are buried in debt, living a lifestyle they can't afford. When you chase appearances, you inherit their stress and bondage. This chapter reminds us that financial freedom requires tuning out cultural noise. You must focus on your own goals, not your neighbor's driveway. Education and discipline, not envy and competition, pave the path to wealth. Chapter 6: Save $1,000 fast. Walk before you run. Here, Ramsey introduces the first practical step of his plan: save $1,000 as quickly as possible. This is baby step one. It's not about building wealth yet. It's about creating a small but crucial buffer between you and life's minor emergencies. Without it, the moment something goes wrong, a car breaks down, the fridge stops working, or a doctor's visit comes up, you'll fall back on credit cards and loans. The $1,000 emergency fund is psychological as much as it is financial. It gives you a sense of control and confidence. It's a declaration that you're no longer going to depend on debt for survival. Ramsey insists that you make this step a priority, even if it means selling items around the house, picking up extra work, or delaying luxuries. The goal is to get it done quickly. This step may seem small, but it's foundational. It's like learning to walk before you run. By building this safety net, you create stability and prepare yourself to attack debt with full intensity. Without it, every bump in the road will send you back to square one. Chapter 7. The Debt Snowball. Lose weight fast, really. This chapter introduces the most famous and transformative tool in Ramsey's system, the debt snowball. The concept is deceptively simple but deeply powerful. Ramsey explains that when you're overwhelmed by multiple debts, credit cards, student loans, medical bills, car payments, it's easy to feel stuck. The common advice is to focus on the debt with the highest interest rate first. While mathematically efficient, Ramsey argues that it's not the most effective approach for real people. Why? Because personal finance is not just about math, it's about behavior. Here's how the debt snowball works. List all your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring the interest rate. Pay the minimum on every debt except the smallest. On that smallest debt, throw every extra dollar you can scrape together. Work overtime, sell unused items, cut expenses, and funnel it all toward that one debt. Once it's gone, you take the payment you were making and roll it into the next smallest debt. Over time, the payments snowball, getting bigger and stronger as you crush each debt. The genius of this approach is momentum. Ramsey compares it to dieting. People are more likely to stick with a weight loss plan when they see results quickly. Knocking out a small debt gives you a victory, a psychological win that builds confidence. That confidence fuels motivation, and soon the snowball is rolling downhill, gathering speed. People who once thought they could never get out of debt suddenly see real progress. By the time you reach your largest debt, you're no longer discouraged. You're unstoppable. Ramsey emphasizes that the snowball works because it harnesses human nature. It's not about maximizing interest savings on paper. It's about maximizing motivation in real life. Chapter 8. Finish the emergency fund. Kick Murphy out. Once the non-mortgage debts are gone, Ramsey instructs readers to revisit their emergency fund. Baby step 1 was saving $1,000, but that amount was only meant to handle small inconveniences. Now it's time to build a fully funded emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Why so much? Because life is unpredictable. Jobs are lost, illnesses happen, cars break down, roofs leak. With 3 to 6 months of expenses in a savings account, you can handle major disruptions without panic. Imagine losing your job, but knowing your bills are covered for half a year. That's not just financial stability, that's peace of mind. Ramsey jokes that a fully funded emergency fund helps you kick Murphy out of your house. Murphy's Law says that anything that can go wrong will go wrong. While you can't stop bad things from happening, you can stop them from destroying your finances. With this cushion, life's surprises become inconveniences, not crises. The emergency fund also protects your progress. Without it, you might find yourself slipping back into debt at the first sign of trouble. With it, you're prepared for the unexpected and free to move forward with confidence. Chapter 9. Maximize retirement investing. Be financially healthy for life. With your emergency fund in place, it's time to shift from defense to offense. Baby step 4 is investing 15% of your household income into retirement accounts. Ramsey highlights several options, including 401(k)s with employer matches, Roth IRAs, and traditional IRAs. His advice is to spread your investment across good growth stock mutual funds in 4 categories: growth, growth and income, aggressive growth, and international. The goal isn't to gamble or chase quick wins. It's to build wealth steadily through the power of compound interest. Ramsey reminds us that time is the greatest ally in investing. Even small, consistent contributions grow enormously over decades. Starting early makes the process even more powerful, but it's never too late to begin. Ramsey insists on 15% because it's a balance. It's enough to secure a strong future, but it still leaves room to tackle the next baby steps, like paying off the mortgage and saving for children's education. This step ensures you're not only stable today, but also setting yourself up for independence in retirement. Instead of relying on Social Security or family, you'll be financially healthy for life. Chapter 10. College Funding. Make sure the kids are fit too. After securing your own retirement, you can turn your attention to your children's future. Ramsey strongly warns against the cultural norm of student loans. He describes them as financial shackles that delay independence and weigh down young adults for decades. Instead, he advocates for proactive college savings. Two main vehicles he recommends are 529 college savings plans and education savings accounts, ESAs. These accounts allow parents to save money tax-free, helping their dollars stretch further. Ramsey stresses that parents should save what they reasonably can, but never at the expense of their own retirement. You can borrow for college, but you can't borrow for retirement, he often says. He also emphasizes that kids can take responsibility, too. They can apply for scholarships, attend in-state or community colleges, work part-time jobs, or pursue trade schools. The goal isn't necessarily to pay for everything. It's to give your children a head start and protect them from beginning adulthood in a financial hole. By prioritizing education savings after retirement investing, you ensure that both you and your children are financially fit for the future. Chapter 11. Pay off the home mortgage. Be Ultrafit. At this point, you're debt-free except for the house. You have a full emergency fund, and you're investing for retirement. Now it's time for one of the most liberating steps of all, paying off your home mortgage early. Ramsey paints a vivid picture of life without a mortgage. Imagine earning your paycheck and knowing your house is 100% yours. No bank owns a piece of it. No monthly payment hangs over your head. That's freedom. It's also financial strength. Without a mortgage, your cost of living plummets, and your income is freed for building wealth, giving generously, and enjoying life. Ramsey acknowledges this step takes time. For many families, it may take years, but the payoff is monumental. A paid-for house is a fortress against financial storms. It's peace of mind in its purest form. Ramsey describes it as reaching the level of being ultra-fit in your financial journey. You're lean, strong, and prepared for anything. Chapter 12. Build wealth like crazy. Arnold Schwarzedollar. Once you're completely debt-free and your mortgage is paid off, you enter the wealth-building stage. Ramsey uses a humorous metaphor here, becoming Arnold Schwarzedollar, financially ripped and powerful. At this stage, your money is no longer tied up in payments. Every dollar you earn can be directed toward investing, generosity, and enjoyment. You can max out retirement accounts, invest in real estate, and build assets that grow exponentially. You're not worried about surviving, you're thriving. Ramsey emphasizes that this is the time to leave a legacy. You can help your children, support causes you care about, and change your family tree for generations. Wealth, in Ramsey's view, is not about yachts and luxury cars. It's about options. It's about being able to give, to travel, to pursue your passions, and to live without financial fear. By following the baby steps, you reach a place of abundance and purpose. Chapter 13. Live like no one else. The book culminates in Ramsey's famous mantra, live like no one else, so later you can live like no one else. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's the philosophy behind the entire plan. It means that while others are indulging in instant gratification, you're choosing sacrifice. You're driving an older car, skipping unnecessary luxuries, and saying no when culture says yes. But this sacrifice is temporary. Later, when your debts are gone, your retirement is secure, and your wealth is growing, you'll live with freedom that others can't imagine. You'll be able to give generously, help others, and enjoy life without the stress of payments and financial strain. Ramsey stresses that this isn't about deprivation. It's about intentional living. Every sacrifice has a purpose. Every step leads to greater peace. By embracing the plan fully, you don't just change your bank account, you change your life. Meet the winners. Ramsey shares stories of ordinary people who have followed this plan. Couples who paid off massive debts, families who built wealth, and individuals who changed their entire financial future. Their stories prove the system works for anyone willing to commit. These aren't Wall Street gurus or lottery winners. They're regular people who chose discipline, followed the baby steps, and achieved extraordinary results. The Total Money Makeover isn't just another finance book. It's a blueprint for transformation. It's about replacing fear with confidence, chaos with control, and debt with freedom. The journey isn't easy, but it's simple, and the payoff is life-changing. So here's the challenge. Are you ready to take a hard look in the mirror and begin your own total money makeover? Remember, if you live like no one else now, later you can live and give like no one else.